Hey, Mr. Miyagi, I am back, guys, gals. Yes, I'm still alive, thank God. Did you guys miss me? Probably not. Anyways, guys, gals, sorry, guys, I've been so busy and I wanted to take a little time off social media for a little while. I'm just gonna yap for a little bit, it won't take too long. It's just going to be the introduction to the launch today, which is going to be the AntiGravity A1. I've had this drone for a few weeks to play with and test out and to submit any issues with it, kind of testing the software and the hardware itself. I'm glad to be a part of that program to help make this a better drone when it's launched. I'm so behind on the things I want to do, guys. There's so many things I want. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Just bear with me. There's some things I want to do with the Go Ultra with all the firmware updates. The Ace Pro, you guys have heard about the new Explorer Pro kit that came out with it. It looks awesome with that printer. It's doing really well with the new lenses, the wide angle lens, the macro lens, cinematic lens. Those are awesome. I'm trying to get my hands on some of the lenses to test out. They're not cheap, unfortunately, and I do have to pay for those. The Explorer kit, the Pro kit, looks really cool, and I might end up getting that. Lots of things going on. X5, as you guys know, I've got the new firmware update. I'm just going to speak briefly about it. I'll get into more of it later on. I just want to do this particular item this time because it is launch day today and I want to concentrate on that. But I won't spend too long on this segment. I want to get back into these AntiGravity A1. This thing is slick. It does some really cool stuff in the air and it's got some really cool features as well. And I'll showcase some of these features very briefly on here. There are some pros and there are some cons like anything else, and I'll go through those in the next segment. I just want to introduce you to this very quickly, give you some samples. So I have the Infinity bundle from AntiGravity. There's going to be different bundles with the AntiGravity A1 drone. The Infinity bundle is the highest one because it includes the high capacity batteries. Now I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, this is a sub 250 gram drone class, okay? With the Infinity bundle, the batteries are higher capacity, meaning that they're heavier. So that puts it past 250 grams. Just remember that. If you're looking for a 250 gram, sub 250 gram drone, you might want to get the bundle that has a standard battery, not the high capacity battery, because it will, just like the Mini 5 Pro, the high capacity just throws it way off the scale. It's not even actually 250 anyways, it doesn't really matter. But the AntiGravity is below 250 with the standard battery. Over 250, I think it's 60 grams over with the higher capacity, but it is twice the capacity battery. So you do get much more flight time with it. The bundle came with 3 batteries, the fast charger. I was actually sent also a standard battery, and you can feel the weight difference between the two. But flight time wise, significant lower on the standard battery. It comes with a really nice carrying case with all the compartments for the drone. There's another case that comes with, this is a really nice case, and that's for the drone. The drone folds up and it goes right into this case. Now, right now, the drone doesn't have a cap that like you see in the DJI drones. They have a little cap that fits over the lens, protects it. This one comes with a really nice hard shell case. The quick charger, like I said here, I've got a charging battery right now. So the quick charger is really cool. It has 2 slots for the battery, and also has a external slot that flips down, and you can actually put a 3rd battery on the outside and charge it. So it actually charges 3 battery simultaneously, fast charging, and you can just retracts back. It's got a nice screen on it, so it tells you the charging status. Extra propellers, pretty typical of any drone. The drone itself, the A1 drone, really cool looking drone. It's I hate to say it, my favorite part is the landing gear. It's actually retractable and it comes out automatically. So when it goes in the landing mode, the gears come out, and then when you take off, the gears retract. So, and I'll show you in the video what I mean, but that's pretty neat. It comes with the Motion RC. It's very similar to the Avata 2 setup with their Motion RC and goggles. This one has a few more buttons and a few more customization on the actual controller itself. And I'll get into detail. I'll get into more detail of all these things on the next video. I just wanted to kind of just showcase what comes with the box, the Infinity package. The other thing is the actual battery pack for the goggles. So now, unlike the Avata 2 goggles, the battery pack is actually separated. And there's a necklace that comes with this, and you just clip on to the battery pack, and it goes over your neck. Cable goes on the side of the goggles, plugs in, and this comes out and plugs right into the actual battery itself. And then you just power it on with the battery. Whereas the Avata 2, the goggles, the battery pack is at the back. It's bigger and it's heavier. Some people don't like that because it just sits in the back and it gets uncomfortable after a while. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really, it doesn't bother me. Some people it does. Now, I'm not a big fan of things hanging off my neck just because I'm always doing things, picking up drones or picking up my camera and moving things and bending over. I've had this thing kind of swing around and snag on a few things. You can put it in your pocket if you want. What I did was I just actually 3D printed a little clip that clips on, and it slides to the back of the strap. So it actually sits on the back of my head. I prefer it that way just because I don't have wires hanging. I don't have things swinging around my neck. But it's personal preference. Some people like it with the necklace design, and some people prefer the back of the head. I just prefer the back of the head, that's all. Retractable antenna in the front. You got two screens in the very front of the goggles. One is basically just like a kind of a animation screen, and it doesn't really do anything. It's usually blank. And the other one is the actual kind of a screen that shows you what I'm looking at through the goggles. It's got a camera in the front so you can actually see through it, just like the Goggles 3. This is kind of neat. So if you're flying and you have somebody else beside you, they can look at your right lens and see what you're seeing as you're flying. With the Avata 2, you don't have that option. It's blank. You have to connect it to a phone and then display on the phone what the pilot is seeing when they're flying the drone itself. I don't know if it can go to, there's a USB-C on here. I don't know if it actually can go into an external. I haven't tried it. I didn't hear anything about it, but I'll ask about that and I'll probably test it out. Neat little goggles, and it does have the adjustment, the opto adjustments and the closest adjustments for the eyes on the bottom here. And then you have the goggles itself. I'll show you some samples of what you're seeing when you turn on the goggles. Now, just remember that this is 360, so it's a fully immersive experience. So as you're moving your head, you're actually looking through the camera of the drone itself in a 360-degree environment. So if I'm looking here, I can see the side. My drone doesn't move. Because it's filming 360, right? And I can look up, down, forward, and behind me, and I can see everything. And you'll see that as I've got a bunch of samples of the actual screen recording of the goggles, and you'll see some of the features that you could do with it. And then I've got some drone footage of the actual drone itself. A lot of people talking about the lens guards on the A1, if they're replaceable. Yes, they are. This is the replacement kit. It's very much like the X5. And you can actually, it comes with a tool. You pop the lens right off and you put the new one in. So it's the AntiGravity A1 replacement lens kit. I think USA is launching it, and I think some parts of the Europe and Asia is launching it today. Unfortunately, Canada, I haven't heard anything. We're always the last to get things. So I have some contacts at Best Buy here in Canada, and they have not seen anything yet of the A1. So Canadians probably won't be getting the A1 yet. Like I said, we're always late for anything. So first of all, I'm going to jump right into the goggle display, and I'll just kind of voice over the features and the things that you can do with that display, and some of the samples, like the cockpit mode, which is probably the coolest thing of this. It's gimmicky, but it's fun. And then I'm going to show you a quick kind of a montage of the samples I've done and what this drone can do. Okay, I'll get into more detail in the next, I think there's going to be several videos about this, and I don't want to make one huge 2-hour video. Just bear with me, guys. This one might be a little bit longer, but the next one I'm going to try and keep them smaller. Okay, guys, this is the HUD or the goggles view. Now, unfortunately, it's the aspect ratio. I think it's like a 4:3. It's not a widescreen. The reason why is because it's an immersive 360 view through your goggles. So you're actually looking at, you're not really looking at a widescreen. You're looking at kind of almost like a square, and then when you look around and move your head, you're actually moving 360-degree views left and right, top and bottom. Just a quick description of the actual settings on the screen itself. So you start at the very top, which is basically a message area in flight. It'll tell you if there's high winds and that kind of thing. You see flyer caution, strong wind. On the left hand side, very quickly, you're going to see two red tabs. The top red tab is the actual drone footage that's recording, 8K 30. On the right, you'll see 8K 30 and the white balance settings. And then below that, you'll see kind of another longer red tab. That's the goggles screen recording, and it has the mic. Now, the goggles screen recording actually records voice as well, so it does have a microphone built in, which is kind of cool because you can voice over a lot of the stuff. You'll see that I've started the first cockpit view, which is the Blue Dragon. I think it's the Ice Dragon, that's what they call it. When we first got the drone to test out, this was the only theme that they had. We just got a huge firmware update, I think yesterday. And they added a whole bunch of features, fixed a whole bunch of stuff, and added a bunch of themes for cockpit view. And you'll see me cycle through the cockpit themes. They're kind of neat. Some of them are actually kind of fun. It's a fun factor, and I love flying drones. Don't get me wrong, guys, but I also like having fun with my drones. And this is great if you're at a party. You can put the goggles on your niece and nephew and have them fly with a dragon. They get a kick out of it, right? On the bottom left hand side is basically the status. So you have the top, which is the battery status of the drone, left, which is the battery status of the remote, and then the right, which is the battery status of the goggles itself. This is a shortcut menu. We'll get into that a little bit later on. And those are all the themes. So the first one is Super Gravity 2000, which is a broomstick. Basically, it's like Harry Potter when they're playing that game. And it's pretty neat. You can actually look down at your hands, and I've got like gloves on, and I've got like a cape and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And you can look to the side, and you can fly this at the same, just like a drone. So you can fly through like forests and stuff with all these themes. So it's really, really cool. On the right hand side, you're gonna see all the messages, the warning messages like strong wind, video signal interruptions, that kind of stuff. That's gonna be on the right hand side. You're gonna see your signal status with the satellite on the right hand side, the HD, which is your goggles to your drone signal, and then the left, which is your RC, which is your drone signal to the controller. So on the bottom right, you're gonna see the mode. So you have normal mode, cinematic mode, and then you have the sport mode. I'm always flying sport mode. I just find it almost too slow for me. And then you have your distance and your height on the right hand side in meters. And then you'll see the H, that little yellow H, which is your home point. Once it locks in. Anyways, I'm flying around. I'm trying different. This is the Wyvern, I think, and I've got like gauntlets on. And you'll see two more as I cycle through the cockpit feature on this one. The next one we're going to get into very briefly a quick description of all the features, Sky Path, and also Sky Genie, and also the tracking mode. You see this one's kind of a plane, and you see that when I throttle, my hand actually moves. It actually animates, which is pretty cool. We're talking to our contact at Insta360, and we're thinking it would be kind of cool to have us do our own themes. Right now, there's I think 5 or 6 of them that you get. I'm sure there are going to be more coming up, but it'd be kind of cool to have us customize and build our own themes with images. Just send an image up, have AI animate it, and just export it into the actual goggles itself as a cockpit feature. That'd be cool. So the next one, this is the last one. This is my favorite one. It's a spaceship. And it's actually cool. Again, your hand animates when you throttle. But I didn't notice until now that if you look at the dashboard, it's actually all the readings like your direction, your battery, your height, and your distance. I didn't know that at first. I thought it was just gobbledygook and just fake stuff, right? But it's actually your reading because you can't really see that when you're in cockpit view. So it does show it on the dashboard. But anyways, you get the gist of the dashboard. It's actually kind of fun to have. This is one of the coolest features that was actually announced when they first announced the A1 drone. But I'll end it with here, and then we'll move on to the next segment, and then we'll get to the sample at the very end. All right, next up, we are going to look at the sky path, which is basically AKA waypoints. AntiGravity A1 calls it sky path. The sky path is basically plotting waypoints, and you'll see on here that I'm using the buttons on the RC controller. There's a C1 and a C2 and they're custom buttons. And by using these buttons, I'm actually plotting waypoints. You'll see on here I'm putting 1 on the left hand side, and then it's going to be a 2. I'll move to 1 point, point my camera, point my drone at what I want to shoot at, and I'm going to press the C1 again to set the next waypoint. And I'm going to keep doing that. You can set as many as you want, and once you're done that, you can actually save the waypoint, so you can do it again later on by just, you don't have to replot it. You can just bring it up and just run it, and it'll just do that waypoint. So I actually made a boo-boo here, because I always get the C1 and C2 buttons by mistake, and I just deleted the one I just put in, so I'm going to redo it here. So there's waypoint number 1. You'll see it on the left-hand side there in the middle. And you'll see you put 2, 3, 4. And then once you're done with the waypoints, and it's going to ask you if you want to, you cancel adding waypoints. And then you can save and start, and you'll see that screen come up. So once you hit the save and start, it's going to start, go back to the first point of the sky path, of the waypoint. And then it's going to run that course, and it'll tell you how much time it's going to take to do it. So it's going to number 1 right now, and now it's going to start. So you'll see the little circle close to the bottom of the screen. So that's the planned scheduled waypoints that you've set, and it's just running it through right now. Once it's done, it just stops and goes back to where it was before, and then you can just continue on doing other things. So next up, we have the Sky Genie. The A1 drone has 5 preset maneuvers that are built into the drone itself. And these are exported through the anti-gravity software for your phone or your PC. Now, what you basically do is you pick one of the presets, lock onto the subject with the RC controller, and hit start, and the drone takes over and records the whole thing. Once it's done, it goes back to its original position. So some of these are longer than others, as you can see in terms of the timeline. Again, I apologize for, I haven't been on for about a month, 2 months now almost. Just a lot of things going on, and I'm back, and hopefully I'll get some videos out. And I've got so many things. I still haven't finished my my Asia journal. I still have the last segment. I did the Thailand part. I still have Malaysia to do, so I'm working on that as well. And I was like, all these things coming at me. So if you guys have any questions, suggestions, comments, drop it down to the comment section, and I will try to answer as fast as I can. Again, I'm just working with a lot of stuff right now. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Ciao.